So did you guys happen to catch Damian Lillard's 55-point masterpiece?
Yeah, let's talk some Dame though, first and foremost, because I feel like, everything Lakers related, it's like that is always emphasized. Damian Lillard put up 55 points and 10 assists last night in a double overtime loss to a team that is missing their near all-star level point guard in Jamal Murray. Like, how do we feel about this? Because
I think Damian Lillard is one of the biggest tragedies in, I hope I'm not sounding too melodramatic, but he's a huge tragedy in the NBA because, first of all, I love how he's old school. I love how he feels loyal to Portland. I love how he calls Rip City his own. But at the same time, I feel like I'm watching one of the best point guards in league history just fizzle away on a team that just isn't capable of giving him the support that he deserves. And I'm not saying CJ McCollum's terrible. I'm not saying Yusuf Nurkic is terrible. I'm not saying that Carmelo Anthony's terrible. But when you see the level of competition this guy has to go up against, it just makes you wonder, what if he had a supporting cast that like LeBron gets, or what if he was in a system
or any
similar to
I'll go out and say, like, it feels like Dame throughout his career has always been overmatched. Like, Russell Westbrook walks in as a point guard. He's got James Harden and Kevin Durant. Derrick Rose, young point guard, goes into a situation, wins the MVP, of course, not taking anything away from my boy D Rose, who I hope we talk about in a little bit as well, but goes in, he's got Joakim Noah, he had Carlos Boozer, he had Luol Deng, he had a bunch of vets and just very solid players. Joakim Noah was first team All-NBA a year or two after Derrick Rose's MVP season. So you got guys like that. You got Steph Curry, who's got Clay, Draymond his entire career. Like top point guard, you got Kyrie with LeBron. Top point guards around the NBA have been surrounded by championship talent time and time again, and they've all gotten their chance. Like, you can't, I don't want to make this a Russell Westbrook hating podcast, but you can't sit there and be like, Russell Westbrook never had enough talent ever to win a championship. You can't say the same thing about Chris Paul, who, I love Chris Paul, great point guard, but he had a bunch of talent. Have the Blazers ever had enough talent? Like, ever? Because CJ McCollum has never made an all-star team. Let's be honest here. Like, CJ, he has his games. He's a good player. He's a great player, like, for what he does. He's not an all-star. He's not even a single-time all-star. So, yeah, I agree with you. I mean, it's tough with Dame's career. Like, it's the classic scenario of, what if you were drafted to a different team? What if your career played out a different way?
GLC, what do you think, bro? By the way, digging the shirt today, Coop, really liking it. What do you think about the situation?
Yeah, this is my little microphone shirt. I only pull it out on special occasions. I deem today one of those occasions, but with Damian Lillard, with Dame, it's just a little frustrating because it's like he's been loyal to a fault. And like, I think it's awesome to applaud players in this day and age for staying with their teams and all that, like Flight Mike said, but to co-sign Mike Korzemba, I mean, like, yeah, CJ is probably the best player that Dame has ever played with. Now, one thing that really frustrates me with the Blazers is we haven't seen the Blazers like go out and really go as hard as they can to try to acquire another star. Say what you want about Daryl Morey and the Harden era and the Houston Rockets, but hey, it didn't work out. They had a good shot. They had stars. They had players. They switched things up a ton of times, and they lost all their picks in the process. That's something that I would have loved to see with Damian Lillard. How many years can CJ be your best player, and you look at the same results season after season after season?
Yeah, so guys, we are capping off the giveaway to the first 40,000 subscribers that turn on our notifications for the Laced Up podcast. All you have to do to enter for a chance to win a PlayStation 5 or an Xbox Series X is subscribe, hit that notification bell. If you want to do us a favor, leave a like on the pod and let me know in the comment section down below when it's done. You'll enter for a chance to win a PlayStation 5 or an Xbox Series X. Yeah, and bear in mind, like, Morey did that in Houston despite having a super cheap owner that like really didn't want to sniff luxury tax. So like, he somehow pulled it off by being like a guy that hardcore embraced analytics. And something to add on to what Coop says, it's really interesting to me because, you know, I started watching the NBA in the early 2000s. And it seems to me that the Portland Trailblazers as a franchise historically have always just been here, like on the fringe of contention, like a team that consistently makes it to the playoffs or almost has it figured out, almost has that championship core, but something happens and it doesn't work out. You go back to the LaMarcus Aldridge, Greg Oden, and Brandon Roy era, then even a little bit before with the Portland Jailblazers. Is that what they called them? Like,
yeah, their last trip to the finals was in 1992 with Clyde Drexler throwing to the people that are watching on YouTube the little shrug, Mike ate him up. Pause. But last finals appearance in 1992. Since then, they've made the Western Conference Finals twice. I think, in 2000 and 1999. They made it recently, where they got taken down by the Warriors. I mean, that was their best playoff run in quite some time. Since 2000. A lot of franchises would love to have this franchise history, I will say. Like, if you are a Minnesota Timberwolves fan, if you're a Kings fan, like, you're loving being you'd much rather have this than just consistently be bad. But I know what you guys are saying in terms of did they just fail and never take a risk? Because at this point, I mean, you get bounced in the first round. Like, Dame, you're loyal, man, but I want you to leave at this point. Like, as someone who's like, yes, I love loyalty, go to a team that is going to contend.
Yeah, bro. I think just NBA fans in general, like, we want to see Dame, do something different. I mean, look, hey, I know a lot of people got on Giannis for staying, but the Bucks got so much better. Like, at this day and age, I don't think it's crazy to say that Drew Holiday, who's probably the Bucks' third best player, I'd make an argument for second, but Drew Holiday would easily be the best player that Dame has ever played with, in my opinion. And that's kind of crazy to say.
I mean,
okay, well,
we're also forgetting
keep in
LaMarcus
mind,
Aldridge.
Dame did play with Marcus Aldridge, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. I definitely forgot about LaMarcus Aldridge. Yeah. How many years did they play together too? Like 2?
Like 2 years, yeah.
Yeah.
At least 3. 3 years.
If you're still here while the music is cued, here are 2 videos I think you are definitely going to enjoy. Make sure to click on one of them. Again, I know you're gonna love it. And other than that, have a great day and peace.